Hey everybody, welcome back to Listography. Jason and Joe here. Time for some side three. Supertramp was the artist this week. Pretty obviously have more than one singer, so we thought we would talk about bands with multiple singers. I don't know how you approached your list, but I'm trying to stick with bands that kind of keep the vocal split a little even, not picking like an Aerosmith where Joe Perry sings a song here and there. Not really counting that, but a more democratic sharing of the vocal duties.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to think of bands where it's, Supertramp's very like split down the middle. I didn't actually count how many exactly Roger Hodgson and how many exactly Rick Davies have, but they seemed like it was pretty evenly split. It was kind of like the Beatles where they mostly, seems like for the most part, sang their songs that they wrote. So I was trying to think of other bands, and not as many as I kind of thought there would be. There's bands like the Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, where you have like 5, 6 different singers. I mean, the Eagles have at least 4 or 5 that have their own lead vocal parts. And, somebody like ABBA, where it's like there's the 3 singers. You have the 2 most of the time, but then you have another one of the guys sings occasionally. So I guess there's not quite as many as I thought where there'd be like that even split of just 2 where they're kind of like both lead singers at the same time.
Yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting some that I really like, but I was racking my brain and I couldn't come up with that many either, but there are some good ones, a lot of newer ones on my list actually. So
for me, not a new one, but I got The Clash. That's probably a pretty famous example between Joe Strummer and Mick Jones, especially on London Calling. Definitely stands out where Mick Jones kind of had the poppier stuff and Joe Strummer maybe had more songs, but it was pretty even, split between the 2. They definitely both had their moments where they were sort of number one. I also got Alice in Chains, and they're an interesting one because they definitely both had their sort of lead songs, but they also did a lot of harmonizing. And Jerry Cantrell kind of took over late, especially on the self-titled 95 Alice in Chains, when Lane Staley was sort of too drugged out to really do anything. So that may have been more of a need thing than a want thing. I also got Pink Floyd. Obviously, David Gilmour had his songs. Roger Waters had his. He wrote all the songs. So he sort of decided, I guess, who got to sing. Gilmour was definitely the more talented vocalist. Roger Waters had this yelp to him, but he's maybe more interesting as far as his vocals go. And let's see, there's Kiss. So yeah, there's an example of 4, kind of like the Beatles. And then you have the Who, where you had Roger Daltrey sort of had the pick of the songs, but Pete Townsend had a fair amount as well, and sort of more as the band kind of went on. Townsend kind of took more and more since he was the songwriter, so he probably kind of had a little more control.
I've got, and this was only the case on the first record, but I've got Big Star with an even split pretty much on that first record between Chris Bell and Alex Chilton. I've also got Teenage Fan Club, who've got 3 different singers and songwriters in the band. All of them got their own sort of different sound. I've got the New Pornographers as well. You've got A.C. Newman with Nico Case and Dan Behar, and nowadays you also have Catherine Calder in there as well. I've got Dr. Dog, 2 very different, unique singers in that band as well. One with sort of a higher, reedier voice and the other sort of more gravelly and rough. Lastly, I will go with the band. Richard Manuel's one of the greatest, I think, singers ever. But you also got Levon Helm and Rick Danko. Just, they're all so good. So do you have any others that you want to just throw in there, or is that all you had?
Another one where you can't really tell who's singing would be like Oasis. I can't tell who's singing. For the most part, Liam does the lead, but I know Noel does the lead vocals on Don't Look Back in Anger. And then I'll throw the Byrds in there because they had like 8 different singers and they were all cool and good. And they even had, Graham Parsons come in and take the lead on a bunch of songs from Sweetheart of the Rodeo. So that was another one.
A couple extra ones that I'll throw in. I had, and this one isn't like a democratic split like I was talking about. There's one that clearly sings more than the others, but he's so iconic that I find it incredible that anyone else gets to sing in this band, and that's Queen. And I always really like the Brian May and Roger Taylor songs, so I'd throw them in there. I've got the B-52s with sort of the interesting male and female juxtaposition there. Fred Schneider with Cindy Wilson and Kate Pearson. And then a couple more newer bands. I've got the Lemon Twigs, 2 brothers, but with very different styles of songwriting and singing. And TV on the Radio with a couple different singers in that band as well. I'm sure there's a lot more. This is one, I was racking my brain. I know there's some big ones I'm forgetting, but people can let us know down in the comments. Hit the like button if you like the video. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Hit the bell so that you get the notifications when new videos come out. Check down in the description for links to the social media. And stay tuned tomorrow. We got the best albums of 1984 on the way. We will see you then.